Good morning, it's James and welcome back to another video. We've gone north today and we've finally made it up onto Ilkley Moor. I say finally made it because I had planned this for 2 weeks ago, but this is the one where I got halfway here and forgot my boots, so I had to sack it off. But we've just got the sun coming up a little bit, another quarter of an hour and it'll be up. Got a little bit of mist hanging in the valleys. Beautiful. But I think we've got quite lucky with the weather today because I woke up this morning to a weather warning for this area for fog. And it was quite bad on the drive here and I thought, here we go. Here we go, the weather's done me dirty again. But it's a little bit overcast. But it has given it dry. And eventually a bit of sun, so we are good to go. But this is a route I've never done before. It's kind of one of the ones on my list to do. So here we are. Not a bad start, Yorkshire, not a bad start. I think the hardest bit of this was actually planning a route. Looking at the OS map, there's so much to see up here. It's unbelievable. There's loads of little paths and ways around things and stuff. But I've kind of got half a route in mind. There's some things we want to see. So we've got a UFO to talk about. We've got a famous Yorkshire song to talk about. I might have a bit of a sing. Shh. What else we've got? We've got disgruntled giant wives carrying an assortment of stones in their skirts. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And the best bit about it, it's really quiet. It's a Friday, I've not seen a soul yet. And apart from the road down there, it's really quiet, which is always good. So I'm just going to walk along this edge here, enjoy that sunrise. And at some point we've got to get up onto that ridge there. There's a bird up there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Is that a kite? I'm absolutely abysmal with recognising birds, but that looks too big to be a kestrel. Like its wingspan's really... I don't know, I can't tell. Someone put me out of misery in the comments. It looks too big to be a kestrel, that. Majestic, absolutely majestic. Must be breakfast time. It must be grouse mating season because there's a hell of a lot of grouse activity up here. A lot of shouting about going on and jumping out at you as they do. That bird's still going for it. I need to work on my bird identification. I'm absolutely hopeless. I can pick out a robin and a blackbird. That's definitely too big for a kestrel. 100% too big for a kestrel. Buzzard? It's not bothered by me though. I think I need to dig out my Ladybird book of birds, I think, and do a bit of swatting up. So how are you all doing? Are you all surviving January? I have good news, because today is the 16th of January, I think. 15th? Either way, it's halfway through winter anyway. We've nearly done it. We've nearly survived winter. We've nearly survived January. I've talked about it before, how much I love autumn and winter, but it gets to that point, it's always January. Once Christmas is out of the way, January is just dreary. I just want it to be over and a bit of warmth and a bit of sunshine. Right, we all love a good story, don't we? A good story to get the mind thinking about things. Which brings us to the famous Ilkley Moor UFO incident of December 1987. So on that particular cold, foggy morning in December, a retired policeman was making his way up onto Ilkley Moor. When I get into the top of a small hill, you noticed a small, large-headed, long-armed figure stood in front of him. Now, according to the policeman, this figure was dark green, about 4 feet tall, and as he approached it, it made a gesture at him as if to stay away. So was the norm, even back in 1987. The first thing that the retired policeman did was whip out his camera and take a picture of the so-called alien being. But not long after that, the alien ran off, and out of the fog, not long after, the policeman saw a craft rise up from the moor and disappear somewhere up there into the sky. And obviously feeling a bit spooked, the policeman decided to abandon his route and headed down what he thought was half an hour's walk into the next town. But when he got there, he found it was actually 2 hours later than he thought it would be, or than what he thought it should be. And also his compass had been taking him in a totally different route to what he thought he was going. So in the days, weeks and months that followed, he got in touch with various UFO researchers who thought he was a bit of a hoax at first, but then gradually they came to believe him. There was even talk from UFOologists that Ministry of Defence men in black people went to see him as well, to try and keep him quiet about the whole incident. Now, various people have studied his photograph. I think even Kodak had a go at it and said that it wasn't tampered with or anything like that. So on one hand you've got all your UFOologists and believers in that sort of thing saying it's genuine, and on the other hand you've got all the naysayers who say it was just a bit of a elaborate hoax. But either way, the Ilkley Moor UFO incident quickly became one of the UK's most famous UFO sightings. So what do you believe? Hoax? Was he just had a few too many shandies on his way back from the pub? Or was it genuine? Did E.T. really visit Ilkley Moor? So what do we think? Personally, I think there's definitely some sort of alien life form somewhere out there. Not necessarily your standard little green man in a flying saucer, but there's something in there. But whether they paid a visit here, who knows? What do you think? Right, so we've reached the 12 Apostles Stone Circle. I think there's a couple of these up here. I think this is the most famous one, but it's certainly the easiest one to get to anyway, because there's the main footpath. But again, it's one of them, isn't it? What went on? What's it for? We can speculate. What's one of them? Nobody knows for sure, 100%. But you know what the best bit about that story is? Only that man knows whether it was true or not, whether it was he saw a UFO and an alien, or whether he just made it up. People can laugh at him, people can agree with him, but only that one man knows. Want some more of that sun up here, please? Just starting to cloud over a little bit. But I'm going to go that way because we're going to bag the trig. It's only a 10-minute detour, so we're going to bag the trig while we're up here. Ilkley Moor trig. 402 of your finest Yorkshire metres above sea level. Now, another thing that Ilkley Moor is synonymous with is the Yorkshire national anthem Ilkley Moor bar tat, which roughly translated is up on Ilkley Moor without a hat. I can remember this song from when I was a kid, because we used to kind of get this area's local news and stuff. You know, them weird stupid things that you recollect from somewhere in your brain from when you was a kid. It used to be on telly all the time, like people singing it and like references to it and stuff like that. So in standard English, the song goes, "Where have you been since I saw you, on Ilkley Moor without a hat? Where have you been since I saw you, where have you been since I saw you, on Ilkley Moor without a hat?" These views are really opening up now the sun's come out. And you can pick it up on camera, just about there, somewhere along there. There's like a load of golf balls on the horizon. It's RAF Menwith Hill. It's a big UK and US radar surveillance thing. Probably listening to me filming this. What's that, you want me to sing it in a proper Yorkshire dialect? Well, you asked for it. So, on Ilkley Moor bar tat, in the Yorkshire dialect. Where hast thou been since I saw thee, on Ilkley Moor bar tat? Where hast thou been since I saw thee, where hast thou been since I saw thee, on Ilkley Moor bar tat, on Ilkley Moor bar tat. And that's sacrilege, because I'm from Lincolnshire, that's sacrilege attempting a Yorkshire song. But there you go. And if you've just unsubscribed, turned off and thrown a remote control at your television, or smashed your iPad to pieces, or launched your phone through the window, I apologise. Where we started was Burley Moor, and we've just done Ilkley Moor, and they form part of Rumbold Moor. And once upon a time, on Rumbold Moor lived the giant Rumbold, along with his also giant wife. Now one day, Rumbold and his wife clearly had some sort of disagreement, as you do. Married life and all that. Maybe he'd left the toilet seat up one too many times. Maybe he'd stacked the dishwasher with the bowls facing up like that. Who knows? And seeing how incensed his wife was, Rumbold took off across the moor, closely followed by Mrs. Rumbold. And as all giant wives did back in the day, she pursued him with a skirt full of stones, which she lost just up on that ridge there. And she carried on pursuing Rumbold right across the moor in the direction of the now famous Cow and Calf rocks, which brings us here to the Cow and Calf, which used to be one rock until Rumbold, in a desperate attempt to get away from his missus, stamped on the rock and split it in two. So there you go. If there was ever incentive for me to stay single, it's the thought of having a giant wife chase me across the moor with a skirt full of stones. On Ilkley Moor bar tat, on Ilkley Moor bar tat. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, you'll know that I absolutely love these carvings in these rocks. And it's littered with them. Even up top of that, I'm not going up there because it's slippery as hell, but I don't know if you can make them out. There's one there, CS, what's that, can he, Piers, 1870. There's literally thousands. Eight, 1858. Good year, 1983. Admittedly, a lot of them have been weathered away, but 1832, J. MacDonald, Derby. See, the proper elaborate carvings are really well done. Not like the youth of today. J. Donovan did that on a break from Neighbours. Especially for you, that one. Dobson family, USA, California. I can't begin to tell you how quiet it is. There's literally no sound. There's another big bird of prey there. It's got white underneath its wings. That's got to be a kite. That's got to be a kite. It's big. Kites have the pointy tails, don't they? Fanned out tails. It's coming this way. Come over. But it's got white underneath its wings. And a bit of, is it a red kite? It's actually got a bit of red under its tail. I'm gonna need to have a look. Majestic. That's a red kite. I'm putting never eating saurine ever again in my whole life on that being a red kite. Well, I've just done a quick Google. So I've got a little bit of signal. It is, it's a red kite. I thought it was. But as I was saying, there's literally no sound. There's no wind. Do you know what? I think I'm taking a little bit of Yorkshire home with me. Only a little bit. I'm tempted to stop off on the way home and buy a flat cap and a whippet. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm going to leave you with that stunning view over towards Yorkshire. Well, it is Yorkshire, not over towards Yorkshire. You know what I mean. As always, thank you for watching. And just remember, if you're ever up and about on Ilkley Moor, just keep your eyes peeled. Because you never know what's out there.